Hey everyone, my name is David Dunbar, or the Theme Park Evangelist. Today was an extremely crazy and stressful day. I actually just got done doing a vlog called Wishing My Brother Jonathan Dunbar a Happy Birthday. If you would like to watch that vlog, it will be at the very end in my under my most recent vlogs. So that way you can watch that since I'm doing both vlogs back to back together. Anyways, on to more pressing matters. So in about 11 days, I will be with Answers in Genesis and the Ark Encounter for exactly 3 months. 3 months is a huge deal, especially with Answers in Genesis, because by your third month, you automatically qualify for vacation time, sick time, and also at that point, the boss normally determines whether they want to keep you or fire you at that point. And I've already been told that I'm not going anywhere anytime soon, and who knows? Lord willing, they might keep me permanently. So I would definitely, pray that things will continue to go well with me and Answers in Genesis over the remaining, few years that I anticipate on being with them. Speaking of few years, that answers one question that you guys might have had for me. How do I foresee myself with Answers in Genesis over, the foreseeable future? Well, I've been telling a lot of guests lately. I foresee myself with them for at least a few more years. Sure, it can kind of get a little boring and dull up on the top of the arc, and sometimes, I come to work and my mind's just not completely there, but let me just say this right now. Even though today was really stressful, even though I was under a lot of stress and pressure, I never got angry. I never lost it. I was very friendly for the most part. I was in a good mood all day. I treated the guests very well. I still balanced out at the end of the day, so it's easy to come to work at Answers in Genesis with a relatively bad mood, but yet I don't get like the bad moods that I did like back at Meyer. Like if I came to Meyer with a bad mood, well, I can promise you this right now, it would get 10 times worse as the day went on. Versus when I come to work at Ark Encounter or just Answers in Genesis in general. Normally my bad mood can, for the most part, be sabotaged. If not, um, stay about the same or get slightly better. That's just something I've noticed just working in Answers in Genesis. Just being around Christians and Christian even guests has really been a huge blessing to me. And, I wouldn't say that every single day, and this, is, regardless of job, is always going to be easy. Like, tomorrow, I really feel like it's going to be a much better day at the Ark Encounter. I'm coming into work knowing it's nobody's birthday. Um, I don't really have as much homework to do. It might be a crazy busy day. It might be hot, but honestly, if that's the worst thing that's going to happen tomorrow, then cool. I am not going to come to work tomorrow knowing that I have to try to book my friend that's coming all the way up here to Northern Kentucky, or just coming all the way here to Northern Kentucky, if that, a plane ticket, because of the fact that I've already attempted that today, and Southwest basically said, yeah, you can't do that. You can only buy yourself a plane ticket. So, as of right now, I'm going to be going back to Florida as normal around the spring. I might be going later next year because of the fact that TJ really wants to go to this dirt race up in Bristol, Tennessee, which is northern Tennessee. So I'm gonna go down to Florida, slightly before, um, we go off to Bristol. That way, we can go to the theme parks and all that fun stuff. May not go to Orlando Informer meetup, but it doesn't mean that I won't be able to in the near future. I keep seeing all these advertisements for Orlando Informer meetup, but I have to buy the ticket now, and I just cannot afford it. If I were to go in November, well, I have my reasons why I'm not going this year, and the major reason is, friend of mine, not saying any names, got me really upset, and I'm not coming back again for the rest of the year. Even though I might change my mind, and I'm going with that. I still have a plane ticket that I have to use, and I can't give it to anybody else. That's what Southwest said. I love Southwest, I really do. I've been with them for years. I've flown with them at least 10, 15 times by now. I still don't have any problems with them. Honestly, everything that happened today with me wasting a whole hour waiting on hold to ask them a stupid question was my own fault. I should have been able to figure that out on my own, but I was determined to prove myself wrong. I mean, the app pretty much said I couldn't do it. And then, of course, I ended up spending an entire hour on hold just to find out the same exact answer. So I was like, yeah, well, oh well. I mean, sometimes you have to talk to an actual person to be completely satisfied. I was like, yeah, I tried, but what are you gonna do, you know? I mean, at least I tried. So that's pretty much my answer for that. Now, as far as how everything has been going at Answers in Genesis, so I've been on the actual arc for about 2 months now, give or take, and now that we're in the summer, I mean, it gets pretty hot, especially upstairs. Today, for example, I don't know what was going on today, but I was burning up. Everybody was burning up. Everybody was coming up to me like, "Woo, it's hot up here." So I went through like about 4 cases of water just today alone. And coworker actually suggested a strategy. He said that what I should do is start by emptying the bottom shelf of the refrigerator of the water balls. And if guests, happen to pull from the top shelf, which we anticipate, pull water balls from the bottom shelf, put them on the top shelf. And then when you do eventually run out of the bottom shelf, replenish it with new ones. And then, by the time you need more from down below to put back up on top or whatnot, they should be nice and cold again. And then by the time I get done filling back up the top again, gradually as the day goes on, because of the fact that every time guests come up and they want cold water ball, I'm going to keep grabbing from the top at that point, because of the fact that by this point the bottom is now completely empty. Well, the bottom is, I should say, full, but it's full of water balls that are trying to get cold. So after they're cold enough, I try to move all the slightly cold water balls or cold-ish water balls to the top. And then eventually the bottom will completely empty out. And then I will have to replenish the bottom again. I actually replenished the bottom of the refrigerator twice today, which is how I know I went through 4 cases of water. It was that hot today. And then I ran out of ice. I knew that I had gotten fresh ice this morning because I came in and there was bags of ice, or empty bags of ice, that were in my trash can. But I knew later on in the day, it's hot, I'm going to go run out of ice before the end of the day. I've noticed that even though we're probably in like the upper thousands of guests, because that's pretty much, we get several thousand guests a day. I can't say how many people we get per day because it's very private information. But I will say that, we do get enough people a day that normally, yes, I do have to have a company or a group of people called logistics bring ice up to me and then refill the soda fountain with more ice. It's too bad that my soda fountain does not have a built-in ice maker. The restaurant that I was showing you guys back on Monday, Zara's Kitchen, on the other hand, those have built-in ice makers, and I'm glad that they do too, because they go through 100 times the ice that the Ark itself goes through on a daily basis. So, yeah, it's very much so a good thing that Zara's at least has ice. The only time that Zara's asked for ice is for the actual kitchen itself, and that's usually at the end of the day, and that's to ice some of the stuff that they need to keep overnight for the next day. So they'll call around 6 o'clock at night or so and say, hey, can we get more ice? And they'll send some ice up the elevator, and they'll put all this stuff in ice. And then they'll send back the half full ice thing back down to them. I'm very sure where logistics gets their ice from is behind the arc. There's a ready ice thing back there, I noticed. So I'm very sure that's where they're getting the ice from. But as far as where they get the ice for the kitchen, they have their own personal ice maker down below, below the restaurant. Believe it or not, the restaurant itself sits at ground level, but the kitchen is actually the second story. And the kitchen sits above basically a ginormous basement, which is where logistics is at. Logistics is a large group, or is a small group of culinary employees that are responsible for the acceptance and delivery of all food packages that go throughout the entire Ark Encounter. Creation Museum has the same kind of thing. So anytime that you come up to like deck 3, for example, and you want more chips or you want more candy, everything is accepted below Mzara's and is brought up every day. Every time you want a water bottle, it is brought from below Mzara's, and then of course that employee that's working puts it into the refrigerator, into its respectful place. I personally try to make sure everything stays well stocked throughout the day as much as I possibly can. Usually what I try to do is, like for example today, I waited until about 4 o'clock in the evening, afternoon, whatever, to let everything just kind of dwindle down. And then I brought out almost every single box I needed. And everybody's like, holy crap, how are you going to fit everything? It's like, I'm going to do my best. So I was like, what do you need all this for? Like, that snack shack and the drinks. Like, you'd be surprised. I saw a lot of stuff up here. Even though they claim it's the slowest deck, it's not always the slowest deck. It gets hit pretty hard sometimes. And I brought all this stuff out, and within an hour, I had all the snack shack filled back up again. I had the entire refrigerator filled right back up again. It took me a lot of hard work, but I made it work. And, at the end of the day, I thought I got a lot done. Even though I was under a lot of stress today, I'm just glad that everything worked out. I really pray and hope that tomorrow will be better. I really feel like tomorrow will be better. I don't know, I can feel it. And I guess we'll find out that when the time comes. And I know you guys are probably wondering, so why are you doing more Answers in Genesis vlogs? Well, A, I work there. So I like to support the job that I work at. 1 second. Sorry about that, I had to sneeze. But, B, the other reason is Kings Island doesn't really have a lot going on right now. Park literally just opened last month. You guys have already pretty much seen from my YouTube channel what there is to see. I mean, 2 years ago was my first time, but now I'm like, I've already been there a couple of times. I mean, unless there's like something I absolutely have to go see again now that I've shown Orion a couple of times. There's just really no hurry for me to go back. Praying and hoping I'll be able to afford the Cincinnati Zoo by the end of the month, but I guess we'll see when the time comes. So as of right now, on my Facebook page, I still have posted that I'm planning on going to the Cincinnati Zoo by the end of June. But I will change my plans in the event that A, the weather's crappy, or B, I cannot afford it. So just be on the lookout for that. It's not like Kings Island. I can get them for free parking because of my friend's pass. But anyway, I'll be going back to Kings Island again next month for Grand Carnival. That's like the first big thing that I need to do at Kings Island this year. That is like, wow, I need to do this. Of course, I mentioned that I was going to do a construction update over at the Creation Museum next month. Well, it turns out I really don't need to do a construction update, so I might have to update that on my Facebook page as well. I did mention in my Ark Encounter vlog back on Monday that the new exhibit opens at the beginning of July. So I don't anticipate on going back until the end of next month, around the time I'm doing my finals for my anatomy and physiology class. So that'll pretty much be my big vlog for the Creation Museum, because I consider myself the official AIG vlogger. I usually bounce between the Creation Museum and the Ark Encounter. So my big vlog for this month, of course, was the Rainbow Arch construction update, or the fact that it's completed, and then the Answer Center construction, and then Zara's Kitchen returning back to normal operation. The next month will be the brand new exhibit over at the Creation Museum, and then back to the Ark Encounter in early August. I did post it on my Facebook page. I had mentioned that I may not be able to get out to the Ark Encounter again until who knows when, but I've been really wanting to go see New Song. They're a group I've known for a long time. They're well known for their most recent hit. Hold on, let me think about that one. Oh, that's right, One True God. That's right. You are the one true God, or something to that extent. So they are going to be performing at the Ark Encounter on Sunday, August 8th. I did talk to the scheduler about it, and she made it sound like that as long as I put it down on unavailable, that could be one of my regular days off. It's apparently a great area for Answers in Genesis. If you put down stuff as unavailable, they consider that your regular day off, and it looks better on you than asking for time off. So I figured, instead of keep asking for time off, unless I really need it, I would just keep putting down ROs, or basically regular days off. And that way I don't have management getting frustrated with me for asking for too much time off, because Answers in Genesis doesn't really like you asking for time off. Completely understandable. I don't really like to ask for time off all the time, but I will say this right now, I do like to ask for time off when I get the opportunity. And I usually do take a few weeks off every year. That's as much as I usually try to take off, which honestly, that's not bad compared to some people, but that's not the point. But yeah, I'm really praying and hoping that they'll be pretty cool about letting me be off on Sunday, August 8th, which is crazy considering that's supposed to be a blockout date. Considering we're supposed to get attendance beyond imagination. We're supposedly going to get record-breaking numbers the company has never had before. Probably ever since the first 40 days and 40 nights that the Ark was open, if not more. I don't actually know how many people came to the Ark when the Ark first opened. I came during the first 40 days and 40 nights. So just to save confusion, or to answer any kind of confusion, when the Ark first opened, there was this whole terminology about 40 days and 40 nights. And it was basically the very first 40 days and 40 nights that the Ark was open, because it was open from 9 a.m. to midnight for the first 40 days and 40 nights that it was open. I came during on day 2. I did not even notice the hours were posted from 9 a.m. to midnight. And when I first got there, it wasn't actually that busy because word hadn't really gotten out yet how crazy it was. And so I'm actually very thankful that I missed all that. I still need to tell my parents, or ask my parents even, how busy it was when we went about 5 years ago, and then tell them, yeah, I'm very blessed and thankful that we did go when we did, because I've heard a lot of horror stories about how crazy it was during the first 40 days and 40 nights. And you know the whole outdoor area where that queue is? I've shown it on YouTube a couple of times, where the line goes up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Apparently that was full during those first 40 days and 40 nights. That's why they designed that. Obviously, we haven't really needed to use that ever since, but still, just to think that was all full at one point. It's like Forbidden Journey and Escape from Gringotts. They had to use that whole entire extended queue for boat rides at one point as well. So it always gets busy or insanely busy at one point of at one time. So yeah, just to think the Ark Encounter was that busy back then, and of course, it's still receiving pretty high numbers. I mean, if this says anything, just to get into the exhibits, the line could get backed all the way down. It's pretty intense at times, and it's insanely busy even then. Just imagine what's going to be like during the 40 Days and 40 Nights that's coming in August through September. So this 40 Days and 40 Nights that's coming that I'm going to go YouTube is basically a concert, the world's largest Christian music festival. And Answers in Genesis invited like over a ton or like tons of artists. They've invited all these speakers out there. Of course, Kent Ham will be there as long as he's alive and kicking. He'll be like right at Answers in Genesis. Beck and call. He'll be at both the Creation Museum and the Ark Encounter as much as he possibly can. He'll bounce between the two. I'm sure he does a lot of driving himself. It would be cool if he had a limo, but no, he's too modest for that. And I'm proud of him for that. I'm very, very glad he's a very humble man. And I know for a fact that I'll see him in heaven when I get there. So, but yeah, the 40 Days and 40 Nights that's coming around the corner. This is going to be something very different. When I first heard about it, I was like, "What? That is so cool!" As it's hard to believe we're almost there. I'm like so excited right now for it. Like, you have no idea how excited I am, and the fact that I'm not only just attending as a guest, I'm going to be working it to be part. I mean, of course, you already know I'm part of something bigger. I'm part of the Ark Encounter, but to be part of this, event that I've known about since before I was a, employee, since I was a guest, and then I think, oh yeah, that's where I'm going to be working that. Like, I have a hard time believing that, but I am, and I have to keep reminding myself I'm going to be working Christmas time this year. I was a guest last year for Christmas time, and I'm going to be working Christmas time this year, and that's just something I'm just like, I can't believe that. This is my first full year working for Answers in Genesis. I mean, I obviously didn't work January and February and the first half of March, and that was my own fault because I was supposed to be there right when they got busy. I was supposed to start the day it got busy. That was the whole point. It was my own fault that I didn't start. Call it I forgot the paperwork, but hey, if things go well, I'll be there all year long next year, from January 1st all the way to December 31st. And that'll be pretty much a whole year. Of course, I'll be there the next day as well. The Ark Encounter and the Creation Museum are both year-round attractions. They just close Sundays through Tuesdays as of right now, because it's so slow. During or from New Year's Eve all the way till March 9th, and that's the only time, because nobody's around. But right now, while it's really hot out, a lot of people are around. We got a lot of people coming from hotels and motels, so we're definitely getting some very high crowds right now. And it's exciting to see that people are traveling from all over just to come see the place. Where I'm meeting people from all kinds of different states right now. I'm sure that the motels and hotels are going to be booked solid in August. I would not want anybody to try to show up right in August and try to book a last minute motel. If I were you guys, if you're here for 40 days and 40 nights, please book your motels ASAP, because I can guarantee you, if I went on hotels.com right now and I went to go see what motels and hotels were available here in the area, especially around Williamstown, there's going to be hardly anything left. As of the fact that everybody's going to be here in town for 40 days and 40 nights. Just watch, I can guarantee it. The next time I go to YouTube something about Answers in Genesis, that's when I will get back with you guys on that. But In the meantime, I think I'm gonna head to bed right now. But yeah, Ken Ham mentioned yesterday, at least a moderator for him on Facebook, that the Ark Encounter has officially been open a whole year ever since the pandemic, as of yesterday, and they're receiving higher numbers higher than ever before. And honestly, it is such a blessing. I'm so excited for the company, and here I am a year later working for them. And yes, I can definitely um, agree that we are receiving numbers higher than ever before. I'm so excited walking in Zara's and seeing it packed all the time. I know sometimes it can be a little stressful, especially when you like want something to eat, or sometimes like people get on your nerves. But think about it, we could be, a year ago and just starting back over again after the shutdown, versus here we are a year later. We're finally going back to normal again, and I feel like by the end of the year, by next year, we'll be 100% back to normal soon. Those masks will be completely gone. I really do strongly feel like we're doing much better now than we were a year ago. So, yes, I definitely am truly thankful that God did have me hired on when He did. I'm truly excited to see what's going to happen once I hit my 3 months of AIG. Can't wait to do a YouTube video about it. I'm truly excited to YouTube for AIG and do it all for free. I did mention that on Facebook. I do YouTube for them for free. I did get permission. I would love to get, get Ham's opinion on it. I'm sure he himself would love the fact that I do it, and the fact that I'm doing all for God's glory. I could already, probably guess what he would say, but, you know, I never got asked by AIG to do any of this stuff for them. I had already been doing it as a guest, and I'm going to continue doing it as an employee as long as I'm allowed. So that's how I see it. Anyway, I will see you guys in the next vlog. Whenever that is. Maybe sometime other than the next couple of days or so. And always remember, you can do all things through Christ who strengthens you. Have a great day. Oh, I should say night. It's really late. Have a great night. Peace out.